Hey, hello everybody and welcome back to Dream Daddy! Let us pick up right where we left off, which was just after date number 1. Once Brian takes over babysitting duty, Amanda walks home with me. She immediately plops down onto the couch and flips on the TV. So, how was your hang with Brian? He wasn't too spicy about his crushing defeat, was he? Nah, he was pretty gracious about it, like frustratingly gracious. Yeah, how dare that guy have some decency? Come on, Dad. He seems like a neat dude. I think so. I don't know. The guy loves a good competition. Then again, apparently so do I. What did you and Daisy end up doing? We hunted for treasure for a bit, but Daisy was really adamant about not digging without a permit, so we watched some documentary about theoretical physics, put her to bed, and then sat around eating Brian's food. Oh. Don't tell him I said that. That's standard babysitting protocol, I believe. I really like hanging out with Daisy. She's super mature for her age. Yeah, Brian says she has a hard time relating to other kids. She kind of reminds me of you at her age, although she doesn't bite people as much as you did. Can't believe I'm finally the cool older kid. Feels good. You gonna hang out with Brian again? That's the thing. He wants to go fishing with me. Oh. Told him I was an amazing fisherman. You hate fishing. I know. I'm kind of panicking. I'm sure it'll be fine. All you have to do is wake up at the crack of dawn and sit silently in a boat on a lake for hours on end, with no promise of a tangible reward, your only companion being the fear and doubt you harbor deep within your heart. Fishing's fun. You remind yourself as the world darkens around you and you wonder if it's really staring back at you, if it's really you staring back at yourself in the lake's reflection or simply just the abyss. I forgot our accent. Yeah, laugh it up, Amanda. You're coming with us. It is my constitutional right to outright refuse this order. Daisy's coming too. Well, I bet I could convince Brian to bring his dog. Fine, sold. I'm in. Alright, I'm Bush. Gonna call it a night. Don't stay up too late, okay? You got it, Pops. Date complete. Sorry it took so long to get to this date complete section.
What an amazing date!
But whatever. Soft boy achievement being worked on. While I'm doing my afternoon word jumbles, I hear the mail truck pull through the cul-de-sac. I wonder if we got any coupons today. The nice mail person slides a couple letters and a large yellow envelope through the slot. It takes a couple tries for them to get it in. Hey, my coupons. Take a closer look at the large yellow envelope. I lightly knock on Amanda's door. She probably has her headphones on. Amanda, she yells through the door. What? I have something for you. I'm kind of busy right now. Can you come back later? Okay, just thought you'd want this big old envelope we got from HIA. Immediately, Amanda pushes the door open. Horn Institute for the Arts? I mean, if you're busy, I can come back. Father, please. I hand her the envelope, which she tears open with her teeth. That's probably bad for your teeth. She doesn't hear me and spits out a piece of the envelope. She pulls out a letter and unfolds it. And the suspense is killing me. This is her dream school. Amanda's face is unreasonable. I can't believe this. Oh, honey, it's okay if you didn't. I got in. Oh, I got in. Amanda tosses the envelope aside and gives me a big hug. Congrats, sweetie. That's amazing. I'm so proud of you. She pulls away and looks at the letter again. Oh my God, I really can't believe I got in. Well, of course you got in. You're a great student. You nailed that interview and your photography is incredible. Wait, Dad, I know this one's really expensive and it's so far away. Think for a moment. HIA was one of the more expensive schools that Amanda applied to, but I know she's had her heart set on it for the longest time. It'll be tough, but we're gonna make it work. Really? Of course. Amanda hugs me again. Thanks, Dad. Okay, sweetie, we're celebrating tonight. Dinner. Your choice, wherever you want. Wherever? Amanda and I walk along the bayside, tearing into our foil-wrapped burritos from a nearby food truck. You could have chosen anywhere in Maple Bay. Cost was not a determining factor. Please, Dad, you know I'm just a simple gal. Just give me a burrito with a view. I can't say I'm mad. Amanda and I sit on a patch of grass and watch ships sail lazily through the bay.
Yeah.
And the dorms are right near a bunch of cafes. There are all these galleries nearby, and there's a discount if you bring your student ID in. Amanda, slow down. You're gonna choke on your Rito. I know, I'm just excited. Did I mention that the students get their own studio space once they're seniors? And we all get all this professional photography editing software for free? It's nice to see Amanda so enthusiastic about HIA, but I wish she wouldn't do it between bites of her burrito. Thought I taught her to chew with her mouth closed. Wonder who my roommate's gonna be. You take a survey online and they match you with someone with a similar major and interest, but we're gonna be best friends. Greg and I were a good roommate can be a lifelong friend, but don't even get me started on bad roommates. Oh no. I'm just kidding. We didn't have a bad roommate. Our only other roommate was a puppy that Craig brought home one night. We spent a semesters fabricating a story about our new foreign exchange student who had a really bad cough that sounded exactly like a dog's bark. Carl ruled. Ooh, they let you have animals in the dorms if you get a note saying you need one. I bet I could forge one. I think I get a rabbit. Or maybe a snake. Or maybe both. Would the snake eat the rabbit, though? Oh boy, I think I'll leave all that up to you. She's so excited. I don't want to disappoint her, but I need to be real for a second. So, you know I had that talk with Mr. Vega. He didn't tell you about the dumpster fire, did he? What? No. I don't want to put a damper on the good news, but I need you to knock it out of the park these last few months, okay? If you really want to go to Horns, we need that scholarship money. I know you can do it. Okay. I promise I'll try harder. I pat her on the back. Think you can handle a 14-hour drive to come home for the holidays? There's gonna be some treacherous roads to cross. Don't even get me started on the paranormal occurrences. Well, it'll be worth it if I get to see you. My arms immediately start to well up with wild tears. Oh, Dad, don't cry. Sorry, I'm just very, very proud of you. You're all grown up now, and you're such a good person, and I hope you know how important you are to me. Dad, stop. You're gonna make me cry too. It's too late, honey. It's happening. Dad, I can't get my tears in my burrito. It's gonna make a day sad. It's a sad burrito. Pull Amanda in for a hug and kiss her on the forehead. Love you, kiddo. Love you too, Pops. Pops!
Welcome.
You've got dads. Side adventure. Hey, dude, I've got the runs. Oh, I've got just the thing. I'll head to the store and grab you a real chunky milkshake, cherry licorice, and a book of word jumbles that I found helpful in strenuous times such as these. What? Wouldn't that make it worse? Oh, it's not for the diarrhea. Milkshakes are just comforting. Wait, why are we talking about this? By I've got the runs, I meant that I feel like running. Wanna to come with me to the gym? Why do I feel less excited about that than getting you home remedies for diarrhea? Come on, man, it'll be fun. You know what? Sure. When are we doing this? There's 30 more minutes left in this Meat Hail Marathon. I'm outside right now. I'm warming up. Okay. At least let me see if Betty gets away from the wolves in time to get her suppressata wrapped cheesecake out of the oven. Let's go running. Oh God, not this again. The gym just installed these new virtual jogging treadmills. We'll feel like we're running outdoors. You can see the other runners on your screen too. Let's try it out together. Other runners, will I be able to keep up? Don't worry, bro. We're here to cheer each other on. I'll be right there with you. Just get a rhythm going. Keep your heart rate up and don't overexert yourself. You'll do great. What do I do?
I'm that dad.
I want to keep that BPM fairly high. Well, at least it's just a nice chill. I wonder if I wanted to just hold it down there, but I don't know. Boom. At least this is a nice chillax situation, you know. Get that BPM up, yo. Ba-da-da-da-da. I was gonna see if like doubling up on my fingers were gonna make it go faster, but who knows. Alright, let's just keep it right at that top of that bar if we can. Oh, looks like we're gonna get another one. Come on, say dude. No. Aw. Honestly, I would play if there was a gym I went to once, like a decade ago, probably, that that had what was it? It had video games actually attached to the thing. So as long as you were like, I think it was a bike. So as long as you were pedaling, the game was like running and everything. Like it was an actual video game too, not like one of those stupid like exercise games where it's like, oh, you move your character as you're doing the same exercise you're doing, but in a virtual world. No, it was like you're pedaling steered a tank, and then you were just controlling the tank from there and like blowing up people and shit like that. Like, kind of a cool idea, let's be honest. Love it. Excuse me, I see Herbie. I see Daddy. Oh look, it's some of our other dads. Lol. I love that. I just noticed that. Herbie, there's Daddy. Oh, perfect. My hand hurts, let's be honest here. Joseph. Oh. All this clicking is killing my hand. Ah, the finish line! Yay! Oh, my hand. Ah, crap. Give me an S. S plus plus! Let's go! Way to go, dude! You've got dads. Alright, let's go on a date with Brian. Let's go date numero dos. Hey, Daisy and I are going fishing tomorrow. Are you in or out? I have a message from Brian. Oh no, I've been dreading this day. I accidentally boasted about my abilities as a fisherman to Brian. Now he's challenging me to another dad off. I've been doing my fishing research online, but I'm nowhere close to being an expert. Still though, I have to accept. Tap back to Brian. Sounds great, man. Super excited to catch all those fish, and my lawn could use another good mowing. That'll show him. Brian responds back, letting me know that tomorrow he'll pick us up at an hour I had previously forgotten existed. Man, that's gonna be a rough start. Amanda comes in the room from the kitchen, eating a cheese stick by biting it off piece by piece like some kind of monster. I didn't raise you like that. What? It's called string cheese, not chompy cheese, for a reason, Amanda. Did you just call me in here to criticize my controversial string cheese eating technique or what? No, Amanda, we have to go fishing tomorrow. Well, you have to go fishing. I get to play with Brian's dog. How do I become a master of fishing overnight? You went fishing in the Girl Scouts, didn't you? Nope, my stint in the Scouts is brief and purely transactional. Thought I could get free cookies, but I didn't know I had to, like, be outside and tie knots and stuff. But I have to be Brian. Dad, let me tell you a story. Remember last summer how I applied for a job at that coffee shop across town? Give me a refresher. During the interview, they asked me if I knew how to work an espresso machine, and I really wanted the job, so I lied and said yes. On that first morning, there was a line out of the door, and within a half hour, I severely burned my hand, and they told me to go home and never come back. I still have a scar from that. Of course I remember. What does that have to do with fishing? The burn is a metaphor, Dad. I don't get it. You can lead a horse to water. What did horses have to do with fish and burns? Dad, please. I don't get your obsession with competing against Brian. You wouldn't understand. It's a diet thing. Please try explaining it to me. Okay, Brian's just... He just thinks that he's so much better than me. Sorry, I went gay there for a second. He just thinks that he's so much better than me, and he purposefully reminds me of that whenever he can. It's like he has to one-up me. I have to beat him at his own game. Is that what you think is happening here? No, Amanda. Okay, I know that's what's happening.
Dad.
Alright, Pops, we should both be getting some sleep. See you in the morning. Night, Panda. I feel like she's angry at us. I brush my teeth and throw on some pajamas and climb into bed. Set my alarm and close my eyes. Okay, sleep. I am wide awake. I can't help but think about the last time I went fishing, hoping that there's something I can glean from it to give me an edge over Brian. I was about 9 years old. My dad woke me up one morning, told me to get dressed and meet him downstairs. It was still dark out. I had no idea what was going on, but before I knew it, we were both alone on a freezing cold lake. I had to sit there for hours while it got hot and muggy, the air thick with bugs. I picked up mosquito bites while my dad sat in stony silence, a fishing pole in one hand and a beer in the other. We didn't catch anything. On the long drive home, my dad bought me a pack of cigarettes and didn't say a thing. That didn't help, and I think I have some repressed sadness about my father. I'll deal with that later. I'm sitting on a boat in the middle of a body of water. I can't see any land, but I know it's a lake. The water is placid and still. I'm holding a fishing pole. I don't understand why, but it feels like my life depends on catching fish right now. I cast my lure into the water and wait, and wait, and wait. My whole being is filled with hopelessness as I watch the line disappear into the depths below. You used the wrong lure. I look up and see my father, just as he looked that one cold morning, disapproving. I'm panicking now. I pull the lure up and try to grab a different one, but all the lures in my tackle box are the exact same. I looked up to my father for guidance, but he's gone. I try casting again, but I can't hold my footing. My boat tips over, and I fall into the water, sinking further and further. I see the multitudes of fish that had been lying just below the surface, all swimming around me as if to taunt me. One fish swims up to me. He has Brian's eyes. You gotta use a neutral buoyancy lure if you're trying to catch trout, buddy. I jolt awake to the sound of my alarm. It's fishing day. That would explain the weird dream. I groggily slip on clothes and get ready. I spot Amanda's door half open and see her curled up in a mountain of blankets. Walking up over to her bed, I give her a tiny kiss on the forehead. Fishing day, kiddo. You ready? No. Well, you gotta get up. I can't do this without you. Also, stop sleeping in your clothes. Amanda pulls her comforter over her head. Never. Amanda, I'll get up in a minute. Alright, Brian should be here in 20, so you better not just go back to sleep. Amanda sticks her hand through the blanket to wave me away. I leave her room and make myself some coffee, and another cup with lots of cream and sugar for Amanda, whenever she gets up. Amanda eventually wanders in and chugs her coffee while I do word jumbles. I hear the doorbell ring. That must be Brian. Still rubbing our eyes, we walk outside to see Brian. He's decked out in fishing gear. Daisy's falling asleep next to him. Early bird gets the worm, buddy. You ready to fish? I was born ready. My eyes narrowing on Brian. It's a good day to die. Hop on in, guys. Let's get this fishing party started. I walk over to the driver's side door and open it. Woof woof. Brian's dog immediately hops into the driver's seat, wagging his tail furiously. Can I see your license, sir? Maxwell, a true sit. Maxwell obediently hops into the back to cuddle with Daisy. Amanda settles in next to Maxwell and Daisy and immediately falls asleep. You ready for an adventure? I'm ready for glory. I struggle to stay awake as we drive to the outskirts of town. Country music plays quietly from the radio as I watch trees pass. So where exactly are we headed? It's about an hour north here, a little spot I've been going to since I was a kid. My dad used to take me there all the time. I don't think anybody else knows about it. I brought everything we need so that we can catch some trout, have a nice little fire, and enjoy nature. My fishing pole's in the shop, getting it tuned up. Do you maybe have an extra I could borrow? But of course, it's probably not as nice as it sounds like yours is, though. Right. I'm digging a hole here. I stare at the forest lining the highway. The sun is just barely over the horizon, scattering dusky pink lights through the trees. For a split second, I spot a deer grazing on the side of the road before it leaps back into the brush. After a nice, quiet drive, Brian eventually tells me to pull off the highway and onto a dirt road. The car bumps along until we reach a clearing that opens up to a magnificent lake. Well, here we are. I step out of the car and help Brian unload our gear as Maxwell runs around us barking. The kids wake up and wander to the shore where Daisy tries to teach Amanda how to skip rocks. Brian and I carry the tackle boxes in the cooler down to the edge of the lake where he has a canoe waiting. Ah, great, it's still one piece. Hold on, help me out with Maxwell. I help Brian place a tiny dog-sized life vest onto Maxwell. Oh, all right, your turn. Brian hands me a lime green life vest. Maybe if I fall in, you'll save. If I fall in, I'm counting on you to rescue me. Suit yourself. Brian turns to Amanda and Daisy, who are still skipping rocks. You kids want a fish?
Aww.
I'm good with just throwing rocks in the water. Amanda hurls a rock into the pond with gutso. Yeah, take that water. Amanda, you're supposed to be skipping them. Is that what we're doing? Daisy, don't you want a fish? I think catching fish is kind of inhumane. We're gonna go explore the woods and look at bugs and stuff. Alright, be safe, don't go too far. Ryan puts the life vest around himself and we all throw over our equipment into the canoe. Maxwell happily jumps in and takes his place looking out the front of the boat. I get into the canoe as Brian shoves off. We paddle together to get ourselves into the middle of the lake. Most freshwater fish usually feed at dusk and dawn, which is why I had to get you up so early. Yeah, I know, that's pretty common fisherman knowledge after all. Fisherman knowledge, and I am knowledgeable about. Still a gambling man. You know it. Let's see who can catch more fish. You can catch more than one? Sounds easy enough for me. What's on the line? Besides all the fish I'm gonna catch, obviously. I was thinking something a little more high stakes than mowing the lawn. Custody of our children. More than that, let's say, if I win, I get your weed whacker. The Whackmaster 2000, that's a limited edition. But if you win, you get my pole saw. The Reach and Cut 3000. The cordless version? That's the one. Shit. The Reach and Cut 3000 is state of the art. My weed whacker's a prized possession, but there are those hard to reach branches at the back of the yard that have been begging for a pruning. You're on. We shake on it. Oh God, we must not lose. I suddenly remember that I don't know how to fish. My foolish fatherly pride will one day be my undoing. I watch as Brian ties a lure and does some stuff I can't quite follow with his fishing pole. He casts it into the lake. Oh boy, now I have to do that. I stare down at the tackle box and at the pole in my hand. I fish a worm from the styrofoam container Brian bought. It's slippery, but I think I can get on the hook if I just focus. Oh God, I'm bleeding. Oh God, the blood's everywhere. The worm is not on the hook. Need some help? No, I meant to do that. The blood attracts the fish. They smell it up to a mile away, you know. I think that's sharks. No, it's definitely fish. Now what? Tie a knot or something? I take my pole and try to tie an elaborate looking knot to impress Brian, the classic hunter's bend. I learned that one in my youth. Yep, this one isn't coming apart anytime soon. With this knot, I will cast my heavenly line upon the unsuspecting water and deliver onto us a bountiful harvest. I look over to Brian. He doesn't seem to be paying attention. Let's cast this sucker. I pull my rod back and launch the lure as hard as I can. And the lure flies off of the line and sails far, far away, landing in the lake with a loud sploosh. Sorry, I judged the wind speed wrong. This cold air drives the pressure down. Go ahead and take my pole. I know it's hard switching to a new pole you're not used to. I'll fix up another lure. Brian hands me his pole with a smile. I just sit there feeling like an idiot. Fishing around here is easy. They all group up. All you gotta do is line up 3 of the same species and reel them in. I need to match 3 of the same species. I can tell which fish is which.
Nice catch.
Nice. Nice.
Nice catch.
Okay.
Now you're fishing. Nice match. Catch of the day. Catch of the day.
Catch of the day. Catch of the day. Oh God. Oh God. I'm not seeing anything. Oh, here we go.
Nice catch. Nice match. Nice catch. Now you're fishing.
Now you're fishing. Oh, if I could just... Oh, perfect. I can get a...
Catch of the day. Rainbow trout.
Rainbow trout! Oh, I would love to get another rainbow trout, but I doubt that's going to happen anytime soon.
Nice match.
Alright. I'm trying to match as fast as I can see them, but it's not happening too well.
Nice match.
Oh boy. Panic! Panic!
Match of the day. Nice catch.
I would absolutely love to get another, like,
Nice match.
large combo breaker, but I doubt that's gonna happen. That's the smallmouth bass. Yeah, I know, I did that on purpose. All right, we got 2 rainbow trouts. I would love to get another one. Nah. Shizen. Oh, Shizen. Do I have anything I can get? No. I needed 2,000 for the achievement. RIP. Good work! I'm really bad at this. Wow, this is way tougher than I thought. I look over at Brian, who's smiling and obviously enjoying his time out here on the lake. I will crush him! Suddenly, the fishing pole jumps in my hand. I reflexively tug upwards. I think I got something big. Tip of the pole dips down repeatedly and the line starts to run. Reel it in! I finally get the fish right up next to the boat. It's a long, beautiful rainbow trout. Brian hands me the net. It's all yours. Laying down and notice that my hands are shaking with excitement. This fish is bigger than all the ones that Brian's got. That pole saw is mine. All my... The entire canoe tips over with me. I find myself sinking into the lake. I should have taken the life vest. All of a sudden, I'm embraced under the water and pulled into Orion's arms. I'm finally dragged upward, sputtering water. All of our gear floats on the surface. Maxwell Doggy Pile paddles around us in circles, having a great time. You all right? Does that count as one? Well, seeing as all of our fish are now swimming safely back in the lake, I guess so. Brian laughs. Let's get you to shore. Brian and I flip the canoe back over and fill it with our now soaking wet gear. We row back to the shore with Maxwell in tow. Once we get to the beach, Maxwell darts off into the woods. Brian takes off his shirt. Dots of lake water glisten in the sun across his strong back. Man, all that general contracting must have built that guy like an ox. I hope he doesn't notice me staring. I'm gonna get a fire going so we can dry off. Want to hand me yours? Yes, okay. Reluctantly take off my own shirt and toss it to Brian. Suddenly wish I had done more sit-ups in my life, or any sit-ups at all. Really, another thing you bested me in, stupid, sexy Brian. You might as well fry that shirt up. Seems like it's the only lunch we'll have. The day's young, we can fish from the shore. So Brian gets the fire going, I sit and dry off my pants. Brian sets a couple of lures out by the water's edge. We're probably gonna have to put the kibosh on the competition for now. Till another day. My stomach growls. You hungry? Oh, I'm fine. Brian reaches into his cargo shorts and pulls out a few granola bars. I have a small child. I am flushed with snacks. Brian joins me by the fire and I accept the cargo short granola. Now we're back to waiting. Where did the girls get off to? Shouldn't they be back by now? I wouldn't worry about it too much. They're a couple of smart kids. That's what I'm worried about. They're too smart. They've probably established a small rural government by this point and saw themselves as leaders. Take a look around at the sun cresting the tree line, casting the entire lake in a warm golden glow. The forest seems to be coming alive now. Birds chirp in the distance. Wow. Nature is beautiful. A mosquito bites me. I slap my neck and curse. Nature sucks! There you go, bud. Brian hands me a bottle of bug spray. I begrudgingly take it and douse myself. Ugh. I always hated how this stuff smells. Really? I've always kind of liked it. Reminds me of being outdoors. Maybe you and I have different sentiments on the outdoors. Maxwell comes bounding up to me, a huge stick in his mouth. He drops it at my feet and looks at me expectantly. Obviously, we're gonna play fetch with a doggy. I hurl the stick as hard as I can towards the tree line. Maxwell bolts after it, running as fast as his stubby little legs can carry him, which consequently is not very fast. It is very cute, though. Nice throw, Drew. Turn away so he can't see me blush. Maxwell brings the stick back to me, clearly proud of himself. Good boy, Maxwell. You're a very good, speedy boy. You're the world champ of fetch. It's time for the pets. What's the plan? Butt pats. Give Maxwell a few good pats on his backside. While I'm playing with Maxwell, fish begin to routinely pull on Brian's lines. I watch Brian effortlessly fillet the fish, squeezing a bit of lemon on them, frying them up in a cast iron pan. Before we know it, we have a feast fit for a couple of shirtless dudes. Red and Daisy emerge from the woods, looking totally unscathed. Whoa, Dad Bod Patrol, I'm gonna have to issue both a citation and demand you both put your shirts on. There are children present. Brian tosses me my now dry shirt. I pull it over my head, thankful that I no longer am distracted by Brian and his pecs. Where have you guys been? Studying entomology. What? We were playing with bugs. I expected you guys to be covered in, like, mud and stuff. Daisy looks offended. What do you take me for, a child? Amanda puts her hands on Daisy's shoulder. Right. Take a seat around the fire, and Brian serves us all general piles of fish on paper plates. It's absolutely delicious. Why does he have to be good at everything? Fish tastes okay? Daisy and Amanda both nod furiously, mouths full of fish. It's incredible. I've never had fish this good. Yeah, it's great. Old Harding family recipe. Why are your pants wet? Well, Amanda, we were out there fishing in the lake, and then I accidentally tipped over that boat. Don't worry, all of the gear floated to the surface, so we didn't lose anything. Right, Drew? Ah, yeah, that's exactly what happened. I can't believe he just covered for me. Gosh, he even out-humbles me. He's trying to beat me at everything, including my world-famous sense of humility. We finish our fish and end up playing catch with Maxwell for a little while before we decide to head out. After cleaning up camp, we pack up the station wagon and let Maxwell into the back seat. The poor pup falls asleep in a cuddle puddle with Amanda and Daisy. They've had a long day. Been an ordeal today, bud. Let me drive you guys home. I want to prove that I'm the most awake dad on the block, but yeah, I'm beat. Fine. As we drive away, take one last look at the lake, disappearing behind us, and smile. I rest my head against the window, and the low rumble of the dirt road beneath us lulls me into a peaceful sleep. Hey, sleepyhead. I open my eyes and realize that I dozed off in the car. I self-consciously wipe a bit of drool off my chin. Oh, hey, I was resting my eyes, just in case we suddenly have to jump into sore conflict, so I'm super awake for it. And ready to fight with my strong arms. It's all good. You had some rest, buddy. Thanks for coming out with us today. I had a lot of fun with you. Thanks for inviting us. I also had fun, actually. Glad to hear it. Take it easy, yeah? You too. Take it the easiest. Brian chuckles to himself as he unloads the car. Amanda and I get inside and immediately collapses onto the couch. Long day. Yep. I was so close to that pole saw. Pole saw? Yeah, Brian and I were competing to see who could catch the most fish and... Stop. Why do you care so much? Amanda Panda, just look at the guy. He's so obviously got my number and he's rubbing my face in it. Dad, I love you, but you're kind of dumb sometimes. Dumb or clearly the superior dad? You know what? I don't have any energy required to properly unpack your weird fixation with discerning your masculinity. I'm going to bed. Night. Amanda slides off the couch and face down onto the floor. I am a tired slug. Amanda, that floor is disgusting. I don't care. Well, night, honey. Night, Pops. Oh.
You know what? Let me mow your lawn this weekend.
I think I know who voices Brian for this. Well, it's been a long day. I'm just about ready to pack it in. After a few bites of ice cream from the freezer, I turn off all the lights and walk down the hall to my room. I wonder if Amanda's still awake. That kid needs some sleep. As I pass the room, I can hear a faint sound, but can't quite make out what it is. I get a little closer. Is she crying? I knock gently on the door. Hey, Amanda. The crying immediately stops. Not right now. Her voice sounds strained. She sniffles. I need to make sure she's okay. I open the door. In the dark, I can see Amanda's outline in the middle of her bed, knees hugged up against her body. Is everything okay? I don't want to talk about it. Did something happen? No, nothing happened. Go away. All right, I'll leave you be. Back out of the room and close the door gently behind me. She immediately starts crying again. Wow. I have no idea what has her so upset. She seemed totally normal. I feel awful just leaving her to cry, but I also get the feeling that if I tried to do anything else, it would have only made her more upset. I can't stop mentally cycling through all the awful things she could be dealing with right now. More than anything, I just want her to be happy and safe. I have a hard time falling asleep, but when I finally do, I'm still thinking about Amanda. After a long night of very little sleep, I roll out of bed and make myself a pot of coffee. Amanda should be up for school soon. Maybe she'll be willing to talk about what's bothering her. 10 minutes before she's supposed to leave, Amanda comes out of her room and makes a beeline for the freezer. Morning, Amanda. Morning. She drops a frozen waffle into the toaster and slams the freezer door. She won't look at me. Yikes. So, anything big going on at school today? No. Okay, do you need a ride to school? No. Want some coffee? Amanda pulls the toaster lever up and takes her still freezer-burned waffle out before it's finished cooking. I have to go. Amanda picks up her bag and storms off. Oh, okay. I haven't seen her act like this in a long time. It's usually short-lived, but it always hurts. Hopefully this blows over and things are back to normal soon. I sit back at the kitchen table and look at a picture of Amanda and I hanging on the wall. In it, I'm teaching her to ride a bike. Her face is a mixture of excitement and pure, unadulterated fear. I remember how determined she was. Every time she would fall off and scrape her knee, she would get up and try it again. Finally, I had to stop her because she was bleeding everywhere. Then she started to cry because she didn't think she needed bandages and wanted to keep trying. To put the bike away, she just stood in the middle of the street and screamed. Then I took her for ice cream and it was like nothing ever happened. Given a bit of thought, I decided that if I force her to talk about it, I'm only going to make things worse. But I have an idea. I start rummaging around for ingredients. I hear Amanda walk in the door. Instead of heading for the kitchen like she usually does, she makes a beeline to her room. She's clearly trying to avoid me. Hey, Pumpkin. What? Can you come here for a sec? There's a moment of silence. Yeah, I wanted to say sorry about last night. I'm just worried about you, kiddo. I get scared when I know something's wrong, and I get even more scared when I feel like I can't do anything about it. So just whatever it is, and you don't have to tell me if you don't want to, but whatever it is, just know that you have a dad in your corner who wants you to be happy. Honey, you know I'm bad with words, so I was hoping I could speak a language you both understand. I pull a cake out of the refrigerator and place it on the table. Hopefully the frosting is set by now. Ta-da! Dad. It took me a really long time because I ran out of red frosting somewhere around sad and had to start over again, and this is beautiful. It's strawberry. Amanda gives me a big ol' hug. I grab some plates and forks and serve us up some delicious cake. So, it's really stupid. What is? This whole thing. I know I've been really weird lately, and there's just... I don't even know how to explain it. I feel like I might have to make you a chart. I'm listening. Do you want me to take notes? I guess just to start from the top. So, you know how Emma R is going to that fancy art school in California, right? Emma R. The best friend. You got it. Wow, proud of you. Anyways, ever since she got the acceptance letter, I've been feeling like she's drifting away, you know? And she's been spending a lot more time with Grace and Emma P. I just thought it was all in my head for a while, but then I found out from Rosie M that both of the Emmas, Grace and Noah, all went to a party at Mackenzie F. Sound the same night that they all told me they were studying for the Calc AB final. Yikes. So, another important piece of information is, God, this is embarrassing. I have a crush on Noah, and, that's a thing. What? Wow, I had, like, no idea. I definitely didn't know that, okay? You're a bad liar. So are you. I learned from the worst. Anyway, so the only person I told about the crush was Emma R, and she promised not to tell anyone. I didn't confront them about the party thing because I didn't want to start drama, so I just keep quiet and keep going about my business. Amanda sighs. Then one day, I invite everybody out to get nachos at the mall, and after not texting me back for like 2 hours, even though none of them ever put their phones down for more than 60 seconds, they all say they're busy, like, simultaneously. So I tell them, never mind, I'll just eat nachos at Joe, home, right? But we were out of chips, and I really, really wanted nachos. Totally understandable. So I go to the mall anyway. I get to the food court, and who do I see there but Grace P, Emma P, Grace, Emma P, Emma R, and Noah, all hanging out and eating nachos without me. What? It gets better. I'm just standing by the escalators watching them, and then I realize that Noah has his arm around Emma R, which is kind of weird, right? But then they kiss. No. Yes, I know. So I storm over there, and I'm like, hey. And Grace drops a nacho on her shirt, because of course she does, and Emma R just, like, glares at me. Grace. Nothing is coming up. I don't know who that is. Grace is the gossipy one. Yeah. I know. Grace is the one no one really Grace is the one no one really likes, or I guess that's me now. But anyway, nobody will say anything, and I'm just like, you guys suck, which I realize is not the most eloquent thing to say, but I was very angry and really embarrassed and just wanted to get out of there. So I left, without nachos, might I add, which only further contributed to this shitty day. and immediately drafted a super long text to the group chat asking them why they've been so weird. And I wrote another one to MR asking how long the Nova thing's been going on. And sorry, I know that's a lot. You still following? What did MR say? Oh, okay, get a load of this. MR says, you know what? Let me just read it to you. Emma pulls out her phone and reads, word for word, an arduously long string of text messages. Can you believe that? I can't believe it. I care so much about Amanda's social life and mental well-being, but man, I do not understand what's going on. They were dating in secret for like months. So we told her that she's been a really terrible friend, and she's like, well, if you think I'm so terrible, then just stop being my friend. And I was like, okay. And then she left me on red, and then, wait, left me on red? What's that? Oh, like, she saw my message and didn't reply, and I know because there are read receipts. I don't know what read receipts are, but I'm just gonna nod and pretend I understand. Gotcha. So while all this is happening, I'm talking to Emma P about how mad I am because she's at least being kind of reasonable, and I'm venting to her about how pissed I am at everybody and stuff. Then out of nowhere, Noah texts me and says, how could you say that about me? And I'm like, say what about you? And then he tells me that Emma P sent screenshots of everything I told her to the group chat, and I got kicked out of. All right, I think you lost me at screenshots, but that definitely sounds bad. There's so much more, but honestly, it's all just really stupid teenager stuff. The bottom line is that everyone dropped me, half my grade hates me, and I have no friends. Amanda, I'm so sorry. I almost expected it from everybody else, but Emma R's been there since Dad died. Can't believe she would just stab me in the back like that. Not even mad that she's dating Noah. I'm just upset that she lied to me about it for so long. Amanda stabs the remnants of the cake. Okay, I take it back. I'm kind of mad she's dating Noah. Like, what did I do wrong? Why did everyone just suddenly decide I'm not cool anymore? Why wasn't I enough? I don't understand. As mad as I am at everybody, like, I miss them, Dad. I mean, it looks so dejected, I just can't take it. What could I possibly say to help? Anyways, that's it. That's the whole sordid tale. Thanks for listening. Tune in next week for more hot gossip. Wow. I know, it's pretty dumb. It's not dumb. No, it's a stupid thing to be upset about. Amanda, your feelings are real. Don't ever be mad at yourself for having feelings. I guess. Unless you've secretly been a robot who's been approximating human feelings this whole time. Dad, if I was a robot, I would have transformed into a monster truck a long, long time ago. But seriously, I know you probably don't want advice, but I feel like it's my duty as a dad to bestow upon you a few nuggets of fatherly wisdom. Honey, high school sucks. You make friends with people just because they're there. When you're still living in your hometown, there's a pretty small pool of people to choose from. Once you go out to college and once you get out into that real world, you're going to be exposed to all sorts of people, and it's going to be easier to make friends with people who really get you. Some of those friendships can last a lifetime. I mean, look at me and Craig. And some of them only last a little while, and that's okay too. You're going to make so many awesome new friends at our school. Ultimately, I think this says way more about their character than it does about yours. Because you're amazing. If they can't see that, well, that's their problem. I'll keep that in mind. Look down at the table. Did we just eat that whole cake? Yes, we did just eat that whole cake. Well, good talk. Amanda gets up and goes to her room. Before she closes the door, she turns around. Hey, Pops. Yes. Thank you. You are always welcome. Love you, Amanda.
You too, Dad.
I love you too, Dad.
Welcome.
You've got dads. And we've got this, which we will be checking out next time. So, anyway, thank you everybody for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. And until the next time, everybody, stay funky, people.